Hi friends, welcome to a reading journal update vlog. I have my reading journal here, a pencil sharpener, a ruler in my journal to keep my place, and my pens and pencil pouch that a friend gave me that is perfect for a reader. Cute little kitty, lots of little books, person with their face in a book, and blank off I'm reading. Inside my pencil pouch, whiteout, which hopefully I won't need to use today. And then, of course, some pens, colored pencils, a regular pencil, and these are the supplies that I'm going to be using. I started this reading journal a few years ago. Let's see, in 2021, it's now 2024. You would think I would have kept it up better, but life happens, things happen. Last year in 2023, I completed reading 25 books. I had 27 that did not finish. Some of these I carried over into 2024. This year, I haven't counted recently, but I'm definitely on track to be well past that 24, 27 book mark. I haven't decorated the next page yet at all. We're not going to do that during this. Oh, actually, never mind, I did. A little vintage image from a Richard Scarry book and a few stickers. I'm not going to be doing any stamping or any other decorating to these pages today, though. So let's see, the last time I updated this, it's been quite a while. I had 5 books that I'd completed. I am way past that now. So we're going to go ahead and start adding them in. I took the list that I've been keeping on the app Storygraph and just wrote it down so that I could reference it while we do this. So let's go. First, let's color in the books that we did finish. I had been doing it just in pen, but I'd like to use a little bit of color. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. That was a fun little romp through history in a fictional setting. And The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. The other books here that I've already got listed, I would like to go back and finish them, but I'm just not sure when I'm actually going to get around to doing that. So, without further ado, let's fill in the other books on my list. We have An Untidy Death by Simon Brett. That was a pretty easy read. I needed something that I could easily download and read on my phone when I found myself without a book one day on the bus. Then we have What We Lose by Zinzi Clemens. That was excellent. One of the best books I've read in a long time. About a wide variety of types of losses. There were a few things I didn't enjoy about the book, but overall I thought it was absolutely worth reading. I will maybe do a separate video with commentary on some of these books. Probably one of the best books I've read in recent years, Where the Forest Meets the Stars by Glendy Vandera. I'm not positive I'm saying her name correctly. This one, it was so good. I can't wait to actually reread it. I read it as a library book, and I absolutely plan to buy this one so that I can read it again. I don't know if you can hear the noise from the street outside, but I do live in a downtown urban area, so if there's any car noise, sirens, anything like that, I apologize. Just think of it as ambiance. Another one that was amazing, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi Duro. I only had one tiny, oh no, it wasn't this one that I had a little beef with. There was another one that I had a little issue with. Was it? I don't think it was What We Lose. Oh, maybe it was What We Lose. I read a book recently, I think it was What We Lose, where they called the Willamette River in Portland, Oregon, the Columbia. And to me, that was a pretty glaring error, since you can just get out a map and be able to name a river correctly. However, that didn't really detract from my enjoyment of the book. It just was something that really stood out to me and has stuck with me. Anyway, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi W. Duro. So good. Just really, really incredible. I'm going to turn the page here. The Lord of Opium by Nancy Farmer. I previously had read The Scorpion King? The House of the Scorpion. Scorpion King's a movie, isn't it? The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer. I read that with a tutoring student who loved it, and she loved it so much that she went and got the sequel, The Lord of Opium, also by Nancy Farmer. So I promised my student that I would read it, and it was pretty good. It wasn't quite what I expected, but it was good enough that it kept my attention. There were things that I would have liked to have seen developed more, and I'd love to see a third novel. Maybe there is one, I'm not really sure, I haven't looked. A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. This one was okay. I'll be honest, I skipped a couple of chapters because the setup of them really detracted from the story for me. But this was interesting as it shifted vantage point and it shifted from story within story. It was definitely worth reading, very interesting. Next, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, this is a Japanese one. It was very popular for a while there. I think it still is pretty popular. It's part of a series. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 5 books. It was very unusual. It was in some ways very Japanese. In other ways, it could have been set anywhere. By Toshikazu Kawaguchi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly either. Miss Benson's Beetle. This was a fun romp through the 1950s-ish, and seeing how a woman goes from really being beaten down by life and coming into her own. It's a lot about friendship, what it means to be authentically yourself, a lot about the bonds between people. The Graveyard Book by Neil, is it Gaiman or Gaiman? I'm never really sure. I guess I could have looked that up before I did this. I did look up another author's name. Anyway, I read this one for my book group. Really enjoyed it. Didn't expect to, but I loved the illustrations and I loved the story. I was surprised by how much I liked it. The next one, I'm already planning to reread, When Women Were Dragons. One of the best books I've ever read. A friend suggested it. I think I liked it more than my friend did. It's a bit of a coming of age story, a lot of magical realism by Kelly Barnhill. Let's see, Night by Elie Wiesel. I read this one with a tutoring student. It's a hard one. I'd started it before, but never actually finished it, so I'm glad I got the opportunity to finish it. Siren Queen by Nhi Vo. I looked up how to pronounce this author's name because I knew there was no way I was going to get it correct otherwise. This was a surprise in more ways than one. Siren Queen, my friend who enjoyed When Women Were Dragons, bought it for me as a birthday present, but it was a mystery. It was wrapped in paper with just hints about what it was. It was kind of about old Hollywood, but fictionalized with a lot of magical realism. It was excellent, and I'll probably reread it again. Next, Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I had another previous tutoring student who really enjoyed this one. It's the second of a pair. It's more fantasy, which isn't really my go-to for reading. I actually started this one during the pandemic, maybe even before the pandemic, and just got around to finishing it recently. The next one I actually didn't finish, but I still want to put it on my list. I may go back to it. $1 Million Weekend. It's an entrepreneur book by Noah Kagan. I did get a lot from the portions that I read, but just life has taken me in a different direction right now. I'm currently reading Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. He's got a great YouTube channel. Oops. Oh, for a second I thought I was writing something else here. Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. His YouTube channel is great if you're an entrepreneur or if you want to streamline your life or just be more productive and less stressed. The next few I'm also currently reading. I do read more than one book at a time. 8 Bears. This one is nonfiction by Gloria Dickey. It's about the 8 bears, basically, in the world, 8 main bears, and the lore, the mythology, and the scientific realities of them. Today I started The Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie by Alan Bradley. This has been on my shelf for quite a while. I love the cover of it. I do choose books by the cover. You're not supposed to, but I do it. Sweetness at the Bottom of the Pie. I just started it, but so far I really like it. The opening sentence is such a great example of a bottom of, I almost forgot a word. And we're going to use some whiteout. The opening sentence is such a great hook. I do tutor English and writing and literature, and this was it was such a good hook. The next few sentences were not at all what I was expecting. It really drew me in immediately, and so far I'm really enjoying it, even though I'm not very far into it. Possibly already a contender for rereading. The next one I'm actually listening to as an audiobook and quite frankly not connecting very well with it. What Can I Do by Jane Fonda. It is about her activity and her growth as a climate activist. I expected this to be a lot more of a how-to rather than a book just about her experience. And maybe it will become more of a how-to. I'm not done with it. I still have a bit to go. But I'm just finding it really inaccessible. She talks a lot about things that really highlight her privilege and her ability to do things as an activist that the average person would never be able to do because of her money. And I'm glad she can do those things, but it's just, I don't know, I'm not enjoying it. I'm finding it problematic in several ways. Anyway, let's get to coloring in for the books that we have finished. I want to kind of alternate my colors, not necessarily do a pattern, but I want to have it be a little more interesting than just all one color. I do need to sharpen this green pencil. These are some of my favorite pencils. I will list them in the description box. You see those little bumps? I just really like the way they feel in my hand. The pencil is a unique sort of triangular shape with rounded corners, and they're by Faber-Castell. Yeah, Faber-Castell. I think I got these in London. The spelling of color, C-O-L-O-U-R, does make me think that. I either bought them in London or not Denmark, London or the Netherlands, maybe in Paris, but I think I got them in London. If I can link them down below, I will do so. All right, let's go on to the next page where we've got a lot of things to color in. Okay. Leave a comment and let me know what you're reading, what you think of what you're reading. If there's something you've read that was just so good that you think everyone should read it. I'm always looking to add to my list. You know, there's no way I'll ever read every single book on my list, but we can always try, right? Let me know your favorite spot to read. If there are places that you absolutely can't read, I'm curious. I cannot read in a moving car, but I can read on the city bus, which I find interesting. All right, we're almost done for today. One more to color. And then let's count up what we've got. So So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm already at 20 books. It's only halfway through the year. Last year I only finished 25. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 did not finish this year so far. Last year I had a total of 27. Hopefully I'll go back and actually finish some of those. It's been an interesting year for my reading. I'm getting tons of reading done on the bus because I've got a 2-hour round trip commute every single day and a job that doesn't require me to take work home with me, which has been nice. Anyway, I'd love to hear about what you're reading. I'd love to hear if you keep a reading journal. This notebook is from Kinokuniya. Got a variety of stamps in here that I can link in the description box if I can find them. This little sticker is from my Etsy shop. It's based on a tissue paper collage that I made. If you're interested in that, I will link that as well. Anyhow, I'd love to hear from you. Sorry about the lighting if it's wonky. I live in the Pacific Northwest and it's dusk and I just don't have a great lighting setup, but I will work on that. See you next time.